Hi, what we're going to do now is do a complete install of SolidWorks. So I'm going to open up Chrome in my case, and I'm going to go to the UML website, but I'm just going to type it in directly, uml.edu/it. Under here we'll go to services by category, and we will go down to software. Under software we will find SolidWorks. And the first thing we need to do is collect the SolidWorks serial number. So we'll select on that link. It's going to ask you for your username and password, your UML username and password. We'll click sign in, and it's just going to be a single page with a number up top. So I'm just going to select it. I'll do Control C, and in my case I'm just going to open up my notepad and I'll drop it in there. And we have it here. So now I'll go back to my services for category. I'm going to request access to SolidWorks, and I'll go ahead and fill out my form here. I don't know why it's looking so big. So just put in my information. So Daniel Sullivan, my UML email address, and we'll select one of the following, even though it's optional. And I'm a teacher and you're a student. You already have a serial number that begins with 9020, so you'll just say yes. Okay, so once you've selected yes for the serial number, come over to the academic version. You should be selecting the 2020-2021 version because that is the version that is associated with the serial number that you've just selected. Maybe later in the term we can move up to the 2021, 2022, but remember there's not that big of a difference between them. So please, if you're doing the complete reinstall, select the 2020-2021 version. Go ahead and request your download. You have to agree to the community access initiative, so we'll do accept and continue, and go ahead and click download. Decide where you're going to put it. I always just drop it on the desktop because this is just an installer little program. Wait till it downloads, and in Chrome you'll see it here on the bottom, and I'm just going to open when done, and I will allow it to say yes. It'll open up this WinZip self-extractor file, so we'll just click on unzip, and you'll note here that it says when done unzipping, run the executable. So we'll select unzip, say OK, and now it's going to open up the installer. Now here, these are next couple instructions that you want to pay attention to. We're going to install it on this computer, obviously. Go ahead and put in the serial number that you just downloaded. I believe if we just do a Control C and then do a Control V, it does populate all of the various parts. You're going to click on Next. SolidWorks will verify that you have the correct serial number. Now, okay, these are the things that we're going to do a little change on. The products. I'm going to select change. Now, you don't have to do this, but we are only using a small portion of the stuff that you can download for SolidWorks. If you want to have a quicker install and a cleaner install, do this. SolidWorks is what we're going to be using. You don't have a choice for SolidWorks languages, but you can turn off of e-drawings, turn off flow simulation, plastics, electrical, composer, visual, CAM, 3D experience, simulation. We will be using a little bit of SolidWorks Motion, so you can leave that selected. At some later point in time, you have access to all of these and you can say you want to use them again, but right now it'll drastically increase or decrease the amount of time it takes for the installation. And download options, installation location, leave all of these alone, accept the license agreement, and then select download and install. Okay, once installation is completed, you'll get this pop-up window here. feel free to go in here and see what's new in SolidWorks 2020. I normally just click that off. I don't want to join the SolidWorks customer experience, so I'll just say finish. And you'll find out that you have SolidWorks 2020 up here on your screen. You can get rid of this, and you can get rid of that, and you can get rid of these. These are just all installation files, so you can just take them and drag them into your recycle bin. They're kind of big files, so at that point you might want to right-click and empty your recycle bin. And we're going to go ahead and open up SolidWorks 2020 because there's a couple quick settings that I'd like you to select so that they're set onto your system, and then we'll be ready for class. So we'll go ahead up here. I'll bring it right out front and center, double click on SolidWorks to open it up for the first time, and you'll see that it's going to open up pretty quickly because you don't have all these extra things going on here. So you want to activate your SolidWorks product now. Select next, come over here. You can't click on SolidWorks, you have to come over here and select all, and we're automatically verifying our license over the internet, so we'll click on next. And it tells you that you are currently activated, so we'll click finish. Now that'll be the only time you ever have to do that. Same thing here for accepting the license agreement. And we're up and running. So we can go ahead and just start by clicking on a new part. And this is the one thing I'm going to want you to change. Change our units. We'll work in default millimeter gram second units. And the dimension standard we will do is ANSI. Actually, let me take that back. Leave it in inch pound second for right now. But the one thing is you want this to be ANSI. Sometimes by default the installation might be in ISO. These are dimensioning standards, but I can describe it more in class. But for right now, set it so that you're in ANSI, because this will set up your templates for your parts, assemblies, and drawings. So we'll select OK. And we are now into SolidWorks. You click anywhere in the graphics window and that'll close this side window. And this is where we will now pick up on class this week, depending on whether you're in the Monday, Wednesday, or Friday lectures. So looking forward to seeing you there.